Hello everybody, thank you for tuning back into Cosmic Drugs. Now, I hope everybody has their seatbelts fastened because you're about to hop on board the crazy train.
Voices here, voices in your head. Sausage and drip for men and make your own.
I'm gonna try my Kanye's best to explain the age of Aquarius to people. See, I went from being extremely excited about the age of Aquarius to being extremely scared of the age of Aquarius. Now just back to excited about it today. And I'm gonna explain to you why. A really quick overview of like what the ages are. It's when the sun enters into a new constellation, a new star constellation. That is very butchered. It goes way deeper than what I'm explaining, but I don't want to bore people that don't understand astrology in this video just yet. So let's look at the ages. It's believed that humanity started at the age of Leo, and it goes backwards in the constellations. So after the age of Leo came the age of Pisces. And you know, the age of Leo was just getting humanity started. We're lions, roar, hunting for our food, this and that. And then you enter into the age of Cancer. And what the age of Cancer symbolized for people is people getting more family based. Like, you know, they're losing the grr lion quality and we're getting a little more sentimental. Our feelings came in the age of Cancer. And then after Cancer, it goes into Gemini, and that's when they believe that the language became a thing because Gemini rules Mercury. Mercury rules our communication, the way we think, blah, 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 blah. I'll skip past, you know, we're in the age of Pisces right now, the age of the fish. And, you know, it also marks religion. Jesus is the Jesus fish and Pisces fish. That's a whole nother rabbit hole I can go down. But to stay on topic, age of Pisces, that's where we're in. Let me draw a chart for the age of Pisces. So just like a natal chart, your birth chart, the ages will have its own chart. So if we put Pisces on the ascendant, which is ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter is the traditional ruler of Pisces. I drew that very butchered. Don't mind me, I'm a little nervous. So Jupiter rules Pisces, right? So we're in a Jupiterian ruled age. Now what's on the midheaven if Pisces is on the ascendant? Sagittarius would be on the midheaven. And what rules Sagittarius? You guessed it, Jupiter. Okay, so we're in an age ruled by the greater benefic. We like Jupiter. Jupiter is a good planet. Jupiter is like expansive. It wants to give us all awesome things. Say if you had Jupiter in your second house and it was well placed and well aspected, that could mean you're gonna have a lot of money this life. So yay, we like Jupiter. Let's go back to the age of Aquarius now. Let me switch back. So, the age of Aquarius, we put Aquarius on the ascendant, remember? And what is the traditional ruler of Aquarius? Do you know? Let's see if you can guess by the time I draw it. The traditional ruler of Aquarius is Saturn. Dun, dun, dun. Saturn, if Jupiter is the greater benefic, Saturn is the greater malefic. Jupiter is the fun grandpa, Saturn is the mean old grandpa that fucking whips you and like controls you, and it's not fun, like not high vibes. So yeah, we're going from an age of being ruled by a benefic planet into an age of being ruled by a malefic planet. Now, if you could see what's going on in the world right now, you could kind of understand why I got scared and why I'm not looking forward to the age of Aquarius. Now, stay tuned because there is a light at the end of this tunnel because I'm starting to get excited about it again. Okay, so we have Aquarius on the ascendant. We covered that. Now, what would be on the midheaven of this chart? Let me show you. Scorpio. Now, what rules Scorpio? Do you know? Mars. Mars rules Scorpio. Now, Mars is also a malefic planet. So we're going from an age ruled by Jupiter, a benefic planet, both the midheaven and the ascendant. Now we're entering into an age filled of control and war. Does it sound like what we're experiencing in our reality right now? People say that we have entered the age of Aquarius just because of the internet. Aquarius rules the internet, like bringing information in, like to society worldwide. Very Aquarian, the internet. And do you see anything happening in the world right now that is trying to control us? Do we see any threats of like war right now? I'll let you think about that. Now, why this scared me and why I thought the age of Aquarius is not what we think it is, and still it's not, the age of Aquarius is not what you think it is. I have an Aquarius moon. I have a Venus Aquarius. I'm very conspiratorial. And I listen to David Icke sometimes. You know, I like to sit back in my recliner and just, you know, meditate to some David Icke. I'm kidding, I don't meditate to him, but I do listen to him. And he brings up some good points. In one of his lectures, he talks about control and how the greater powers that being are trying to control us and what they do to make that happen. It's baby steps. They can't just come in and control us all at once because there would be resistance, you know, so they take baby steps. And so take, for example, 9/11. 9/11 happens. And if you are like me and like a majority of the awoken people, you know that 9/11 was an inside job. But what did 9/11 allow to happen? Because a tragedy like that happened, society's like, okay, we need to do something about this. They're like, we're at war right now. What are you gonna do? They would say to America, what are you gonna do? You need to protect us. We're obviously not protected. So what are you going to do? What did America do? America not only invaded a country that had nothing to do with the bombings, I would like to say, not just planes, to the World Trade Centers, but they implemented higher control with everything. You could not go on a plane with anything that they didn't want you to have on that plane. The borders got crazy, the control got crazy. So much more control happened after 9/11. So much more. And people, like, society was happy about that. Yeah, okay, America's helping us now. But America's not, that wasn't the goal. The goal was not to help us be more safe. In my humble opinion, we are safe, but they want you to believe we aren't. So, and that is the age of Aquarius with Saturn being the ruler. Now, what download sparked in me today, thanks to the spiritual gardener. Now, Saturn is the traditional ruler of Aquarius, right? But hold on. Let me draw a new chart. Scorpio midheaven would still be Mars. That's still the ruler. It's still a malefic planet ruling the MC. But the modern ruler of Aquarius is now Uranus. Uranus is the modern ruler. And I didn't really think about this because I've been an astrologer, like really focusing in on traditional rulerships. But watching somebody just like bring up that Uranus really rules Aquarius and not Saturn, like in traditional rulership, this sparked new excitement in me. Because what does Uranus represent? Uranus is a planet of rebellion, of going against the norm. Uranus wants to be different, and Uranus wants to fight for the underdog. And another thing that it made me think of. So our perception is everything. We are spiritual beings that have the most powerful mind that you can ever imagine. We create our own reality. That's why there's so much control and brainwashing going on in the television. So many subliminal messages, because they know that we create our own reality, and if they can get into our subconscious mind and make us believe something, then that will become our reality because we create it. So with the age of Aquarius, if we believe that it's going to be ruled by Saturn, and it instills so much fear in us, then that is going to be the reality. And that was the reality I was setting up for myself. And because I'm ruled by Saturn both ways, my sun, Capricorn, moon, Aquarius, traditional rulership would be Saturn. So I'm very negative in my brain sometimes. But I'm also very revolutionary. And I'm also a rebellious son of a bitch. So we need to focus on Uranus being the ruler of the age of Aquarius, and we need to rise above the control that's trying to be implemented on us, because we are trying to be controlled. We are being controlled. They are trying to control us, and there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. They are. And we need to rise above it, and we need to revolutionize, and we need to, not allow that to happen. Now, Mars is still the MC. Hold up, wait a minute. This is future cosmic drugs from the future. I was just editing the video you're watching right now, and I just said, as you may have just heard, that I said Mars still rules the MC. Mars still does, right? Well, I don't know what the fuck I was thinking, but I wasn't thinking very clearly. Because I just made Uranus the new ruler, the modern ruler of this chart, why did I not change Mars? Because the modern ruler of Scorpio is not Mars. It's Pluto, baby. It's Pluto, baby. And that just kind of changes everything. Because, let me put this down. And let me take one more rip of my vape. Yeah, it's good to be free. Okay, so this changes everything. I'm gonna go back to like my original video after this inserted clip. Something just sparked in me, so I needed to include it. So we have two options. Are we gonna live in an age with the traditional rulerships, which would be Saturn and Mars? Or are we gonna enter the age of Aquarius with the modern rulers, which is Uranus and Pluto? And instead of war, which Mars implements, we could enter in with Pluto, death and rebirth, transformation. We have the power to transform society. And that is what we're doing. What is going on right now? We're going through a mass awakening. Society is awakening. And the powers at B, whatever you want to call them, deep state, whatever, they're scared shitless of it. They are scared shitless of it, and they are trying everything they can to instill fear in us, because fear is the number one low vibe. We don't want to live in fear. No, we want to rise above it, revolutionize. Uranus, not be controlled. Saturn. And Pluto has the ability to transform. Pluto, Scorpio, it is the sign of transformation. Digging into the depths of hell and like being burnt to ashes and being reborn as that phoenix. Beautiful phoenix. Beautiful. We don't want to go to war. We don't want traditional rulerships in this age. We want modern, okay? Now, I think that's all I have to say. I'm going to go back to the original clip. But what this age is telling us is we need to revolutionize. We need to not let Saturn control us. And we need to let it be known that they won't control us. And how could this be done? How could this be done? We all need to realize how powerful we are. That's the number one thing. We need to realize that we create our own realities, and we're not going to let fear instill real fear in us, because fear is the number one low vibe. When you don't have fear and you live in love and you live in like, yo, nothing can touch me, that's the ultimate high vibe, okay? And that's what we need to get in. And I have faith in humanity. I really do. But do you? Do you have faith in it? I'm not talking to society right now. I'm talking to you. You watching the video. Do you believe that we are powerful? Because your belief is what matters. You need to believe it if you don't. Because you are going to be changing our reality. And which reality are you going to choose for us? It's up to you. It's like one of those Goosebumps books when you get to pick. We're picking right now between Saturn and Uranus. Now, which one are you going to pick? Are you just going to let Saturn control you? You and everybody else? Are you going to let him rule this age? Saturn is not fun. Saturn is Kronos. And what did Kronos do? He ate his own fucking kid. Now, I don't want to scare you, but what's going on at that island? What's that island called? Epstein Island? What do they do there? Oh, did they just bring underage kids there to have sex with? I'm not gonna say. Did they just do that? Or did they do more? Did they do more sinister things to those kids? We all know that it wasn't just what the media is portraying it to be. There's sick shit that is being done to humanity right now. And I don't want to say it's Saturn, because Saturn can be good in other aspects, but I'm not going to even get into that. We need to rise above the sick shit that is being done to this world. And the only way we're going to do it is rising above it and not being scared and not allowing these control things to control us. Because if we are scared, we allow rules to be implemented into society that is not for our best interest. It's not. And just like this whole COVID thing, is it for our best interest that everybody gets a vaccine? No. You want to know why? Because we don't know what's being put in those vaccines. Now, I'm not trying to be all Aquarian right now, but I just went into a whole conspiratory thing. I don't even know if I'm going to include it. Let me just say this, though. You create this reality with the power of your belief. What you believe, what you feel is true, is what this reality creates. So what are you going to create? Are you going to create a reality ruled by Saturn? Are you going to create this new age of Aquarius to be ruled by Saturn, the control, trying to instill fear in you? Or are you going to rule this age by Uranus, wanting to rebel against that control? Uranus is the rebellious teen. They don't listen to that. He doesn't want to be controlled. Uranus will not be controlled. Are you going to be that person? Or are you going to be the little wimp that Saturn fucking eats? Saturn eats his children. Never forget that. Now, one more thing. Astrology is the coding to the universe. And never fucking forget it.
You want to know what it is. The Matrix is
For me to find that. Big grin when I beat the case. Outer space, so I'm in your face. Outer space, I got stars to chase. Got a duff for that suits the case. Got diamonds like I play an ace. I'll run it up. You got shoes to lace. I ran it up just to lose some weight. I'm an early bird and you running late. Working hard, so I lose sleep. I won't sleep till the family eat. Went to Phoenix Avenue, I felt the heat. Got your girl in my box of briefs. I want all the smoke cause I'm the chief. Execution if you're a thief.